let me move on to the free education bit. For me, it is nothing short of a vote-buying gimmick, that free SHS policy. It does not make sense one bit.
This is free SHS yabe. Abe boyan kasan kan mi amijina hey. Me yedini single mother. Esu free SHS adaru menti enne. Me baba ko awie mane wo university. Bako so ba betre. Tenye free SHS yanka school fees akese me de na machia. Abata bebre enam free SHS nti na omumba ewo school akese mu. Enti free SHS ndi abeboa ye. Senka binum se yenya ne se ya. Eka ya koye ni masensa. Nanso free SHS nti enne me manyinara dachi omo ani so ade ho no ebetimi ya bem. Dachi menya engineer any businessman ewo me fie. Free SHS ne de eye omo ntoaso maye eye ashade kwasi eti mo maye ntoaso Bawumia kwa na betimi ayama ye ne yemba ye wa hotoso se Bawumia betwa SHS so a wuntua hwimpo na fesu wasan aye ne yie ebetimi aba. It is possible.
Muhammad didn't build Rich Hospital. He didn't build Kotokraba Market. In your own studios, Star FM, Mr. Dufo, Dr. Dufo, was here. And he said as finance minister, he signed the contract for the loan for Kotokraba Market, for Rich Hospital, and a host of other projects. Mr. Muhammad has no hand in Kotokraba Market.
So who built Kotokraba?
Give some credit to the man from Central Region.
Who is the Prof Mills? At
least, we've had a man, a professor as such, from Central Region, who has become a president. Prof Mills was so magnanimous in that when he completed the N1 highway, he told Ghanaians, please, it is not my project. The Millennium Challenge account that's constructed that road, it's not my project. It's President Kufuor's project. So he invited President Kufuor to the commissioning of the road.
I never mentioned N1 here.
I'm giving an example. So if today, after Prof Mills passed, he held your hand against all odds to the disaffection of other members in your own party and made you a vice president, and after him you took over as president, the least you can do for Prof Mills is to credit him with the things he did. Radio Hospital, Kotokraba Market, as my brother is saying, they are all Prof Mills' projects. Mr. Mahama has no hand anywhere. Are you telling us that Mr. Mahama built Tamale Teaching Hospital? When Tamale Teaching Hospital was training doctors, Mr. Mahama was still an MP or had not even gone to Parliament. Are you telling Ghanaians that he built Wagatanga Hospital? It is not true. So why do you sit on a platform to tell lies that doctors are also trying hard to receive salaries? It is never the case. If there is any government that has been so magnanimous to doctors, it's this government. The government has signed condition of service, aside the yearly increment in public sector salaries. The doctors over the past 2 years have at least benefited from the condition of service that comes at the middle of the year, every year in this administration. Doctors are not struggling to receive salaries. The doctors in our recent history who struggled, the junior doctor, house officers, those who had completed school and started working afresh, they worked 11 good months under Mr. Mahama, the competent one, than receiving salaries. It is never the case in this administration. Even when I was a house officer, in a record 2.5 months in 2017, I received my salaries. 2015, under Mr. Mahama, doctors worked for 11 months. Today, doctors are receiving free education. Do you know you are receiving free education? You can walk from your studios to the College of Physicians and Surgeons. Every doctor receiving training to become a specialist in this country, the Kufuor NPP administration has made schooling free. They don't pay school fees. Hitherto, under administration, we're paying fees. The doctors who had car waiver motivation, President Kufuor introduced, Prof Mills continued. Mr. Mahama, under administration, came to cancel them. So any doctor, any healthcare worker who is listening to us can judge between the two. The one that came and cancelled the allowances, government owes the nurses, but they, like the nurses to say, allowances delayed, better allowances cancelled. You cancel them, and you are making a U-turn to come and say that when you come, you continue. Can we take you serious? If governance is about seriousness, then one that has occupied the position that you expect some form of seriousness from the person who claimed free SHS should not be implemented on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician, stood on a platform, lied to Ghanaians, and said he introduced free SHS. The person who has occupied the position, and we expect some seriousness from him, per the words of my brother, stood on a platform, met journalists, and told them it is the NDC that introduced NHIS from Nkranza and Damongo. But it's not true. It was the community leaders and the community people, in conjunction with the Catholic Church, that introduced those health insurance in those communities. It is never true. So if it's about lies, your candidate, who has been a vice president, who has been a president also, stood on a platform and in all seriousness looked in the faces of the people who sell his message and lied to them. Is governance about lies? So if Dr. Bawumia has said one or two things that didn't come to pass, and your candidate, who has been a president before and is expected to know better, expected to see the presidency as a serious business, it's clearly. I have not admitted it. I said if. I said if. I used a conditional clause. Okay. I used a conditional clause. I said if. I used a conditional clause. So please listen to me. Okay. That indeed, if it's about seriousness and lies, the one who has occupied the position before expected to know better, coming to lie to us, and you are here repeating the lies. Kotokraba Market, there's not his project. Ridge Hospital, there's not his project. Doctors are struggling to receive salaries. Meanwhile, under your administration, union doctors work for 3 months without getting salaries, and 11 months without getting salaries.
The 24-hour economy, mom and papa, mom, fee, mom, yen, and moi. John Dramani Mahama said what the modern farming techniques and the day back. Under animal farming. We call baby to say pudon or chana. We call her animal farming. We need to say Jatani mwake see elephant near the gum egu farm numbi. And you want to mean cause or quack do. And I say, oh, caught no could be any. It would set up plantation in the BA. We are no jam one ago. Not jam one guma. Who pay here almost swap. What would the plain ever Fabium? No mas asebo and one in any other. Not proud to that, no. What training expert for our muso ebeshem choir a friend say, Omo ebeshem wano, so Bobby area, a bit my one of Pani any other day. Nasanyuma way in an air baswa, a babwama or more a Greek, a waggy care, UST, Legon, woman in Abinia Jumaye.
With all that we are saying, I'm quite confused.
Okay.
I'm confused. I'm confused and I say, animal really no say yeah animal farming no say Jatani winning no ebe benefits. Yeah,
yes. Reason is say my tourist attraction.
Okay, good.
Because Ukopudon.
Now more of tourism than say yeah re animal
and proud to that no more na kasa no ubetimi I export to be.
Okay.
Who export to no nesika no day enioma na ekono.
Okay.
Na unya dollars. Dollars neighbor na bebo usika sama day ejina.
Okay.
Proud to that, no. They will make a exportation. Movement, however, no, I just say, would the new money be economy? Not the economy, would the economy, would be dollars number. Dollars bar, because country Biana, what can your mom more than the export to Biano? Country now, what near the buffer. And na Dr. Muhammad Bawumia buyer went to Mania, or Mahochaba. It's one more we station officers near the Ninano, won't be near Jumaye. One more year a for masonry reform. I bet to war, a fancy land in Nina. Almost be near Jumaye. Proud to that. Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, ever your car say, obey one district, one factory, went to me. And here was John Dramani Mahama say, under one district, one factory, no, one no dear, obey the embark on agro.
Let me move on to the free education bit. For me, it is nothing short of a vote buying gimmick. That free SHS policy. It does not make sense one bit.
Free SHS yabe abeboyan kasankan kamia mijina he me yedini single mother esu free SHS adaruma ntie ne me baba ko awie mane wa university bako so ba bekire tenye free SHS yanka school fees akese me de na matua abata bebre na free SHS ntie na omumba ewo school akese mu enti free SHS ndi abeboyan senka binum se yenya ne sei a enka yakoye ni masensa nanso free SHS ntie ne me manyinara dachi omo ani so ade ho no ebetimi abem dachi menya engineer any businessman e wo me fie free SHS ne de eye omo to asomaye eye ashade pass eti mo maye to aso Bawumia kwa na betimi ayamaye ne yemba ye wa hoto so se Bawumia betua SHS so a wuntua hwimpo Na fesu wasan aye ni yie. Ebetimi aba. It is possible.
Mahama didn't build Ridge Hospital. He didn't build Kotokraba Market. In your own studios, Star FM, Mr. Dufo, Dr. Dufo, was here. And he said as finance minister, he signed the contract for the loan for Kotokraba Market, for Ridge Hospital, and a host of other projects. Mr. Mahama has no hand in Kotokraba Market.
So who will Kotokraba?
Give some credit to the man from Central Region.
Who is the Prof Mills?
At least we've had a man, a professor as such, from Central Region, who has become a president.
See.
Prof Mills was so magnanimous in that when he completed the N1 highway, he told Ghanaians, please, it is not my project. The Millennium Challenge account that's constructed that road, it's not my project. It's President Kufuor's project. So he invited President Kufuor to the commissioning of the road.
I never mentioned N1 here.
I'm giving an example. So if today, after Prof Mills passed, he held your hand against all odds to the disaffection of other members in your own party and made you a vice president. And after him, you took over as president. The least you can do for Prof Mills is to credit him with the things he did. Radio Hospital, Kotokraba Market, as my brother is saying, they are all Prof Mills' projects. Mr. Mahama has no hand anywhere. Are you telling us that Mr. Mahama built Tamale Teaching Hospital? When Tamale Teaching Hospital was training doctors, Mr. Mahama was still an MP or had not even gone to parliament. Are you telling Ghanaians that he built Walgatanda Hospital? It is not true. So why do you sit on a platform to tell lies that doctors are also trying hard to receive salaries? It is never the case. If there is any government that has been so magnanimous to doctors, it's this government. The government has signed condition of service, aside the yearly increment in public sector salaries. The doctors over the past 2 years have at least benefited from the condition of service that comes at the middle of the year, every year in this administration. Doctors are not struggling to receive salaries. The doctors in our recent history who struggled, the junior doctor, house officers, those who had completed school and started working afresh, they worked 11 good months under Mr. Mahama, the competent one, without receiving salaries. It is never the case in this administration. Even when I was a house officer, in a record 2.5 months in 2017, I received my salaries. 2015, under Mr. Mahama, doctors worked for 11 months. Today, doctors are receiving free education. Do you know you are receiving free education? You can walk from your studios to the College of Physicians and Surgeons. Every doctor receiving training to become a specialist in this country, the Kufuor NPP administration has made schooling free. They don't pay school fees. Hitherto under administration, we were paying fees. The doctors who had car waiver motivation, President Kufuor introduced, Prof Mills continued. Mr. Mahama under administration came to cancel them. So any doctor, any healthcare worker who is listening to us can judge between the two. The one that came and cancelled the allowances, government owes the nurses, but they, like the nurses to say, allowances delayed, better than allowances cancelled. You cancel them, and you are making a U-turn to come and say that when you come, you continue. Can we take you serious? If governance is about seriousness, then one that has occupied the position that you expect some form of seriousness from the person who claimed free SHS should not be implemented on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician, stood on a platform, lied to Ghanaians, and said he introduced free SHS. The person who has occupied the position, and we expect some seriousness from him, per the words of my brother, stood on a platform, met journalists, and told them it is the NDC that introduced NHIS from Nkranza and Damongo. But it's not true. It was the community leaders and the community people in conjunction with the Catholic Church that introduced those health insurance in those communities. It is never true. So if it's about lies, your candidate who has been a vice president, who has been a president also, stood on a platform and in all seriousness looked in the faces of the people who sell his message and lied to them. Is governance about lies? So if Dr. Bawumia has said one or two things that didn't come to pass, and your candidate who has been a president before and is expected to know better, expected to see the presidency as a serious business, it's clearly. I have not admitted it. I said if. I said if. I used a conditional clause.
Okay.
I used a conditional clause. I said if. I used a conditional clause. So please listen to me.
Okay.
That indeed, if it's about seriousness and lies, the one who has occupied the position before, expected to know better, coming to lie to us, and you are here repeating the lies. Kotokraba Market, there's not his project. Ridge Hospital, there's not his project. Doctors are struggling to receive salaries. Meanwhile, under your administration, union doctors worked for 3 months without getting salaries, and 11 months without getting salaries.
Very, very short, so it's not going to bore you. It's about Dr. Bawumia celebrated 61 years of age yesterday, and we have quite a bit to say about that. But we are starting with this very unnerving, nerve-wracking situation about the Galamsey demonstrations that is about to occur, or will it not occur sometime this week. Now, we here, and me in particular, have been irked by what I'm reading on social media. The Ghana Medical Association have indicated that as a result of the processes that the leadership of the TUC applied, first of all, without consulting them before they announced the strike, and second of all, that without getting them into the details, they decided on their own to take a small vote among their leadership and decide whether they wanted to join it or not. As soon as the Ghana Medical Association said that they will not join the strike, immediately people from our friends in the NDC are calling them names. And I find that very, very annoying. Why are we saying in this country that if you take a decision to the left and I take a decision to the right, it means I have been paid? This is somebody has been paid, somebody has been paid. Cheddar recently said, I'll come to that. Let's look at the calendar. How many days to go for election? How many days to go for election? Few days. Today is October, what? Is it 8th? Or 9th. Today is October 8th, yeah? 1 month from now is November 8th. 1 month from now is December 8th. 2 months to go to the end of the election. The opposition party still doesn't have a policy. And we are not going to get one because the opposition party's candidate has been nominated a year ago. And he still doesn't have a clear policy. Have you observed the NDC campaign? I spent 3 hours this afternoon looking at the NDC campaign and comparing it to all. That's why my laptop is here. You hardly see me with laptop. My laptop is here because I'm looking at all the videos. I'm looking at election 208, 22. I'm going to share them with you tonight. How is it that the opposition party up till now, one, has not given us a clear policy statement and a clear slogan with which we vote? Number two, this is a very peculiar opposition leader, isn't he? He's peculiar in the sense that he has been president of Ghana before. Up till now, the NDC have not been able to campaign on President Mahamad's record as president. Zero. They should show me one. One thing that they are saying that President Mahamad did, as a result of that, let's vote for him. Single one. They have not been able to do that. And then they occupy themselves with fringe issues. Galamsey, go and TUC, go and shout. They are on social media telling us about Galamsey. Today, I have a statement from Flight Lieutenant Rawlins, may he rest in peace, who was chastising President Mahama in 2015 for ignoring Galamsey. I'm going to show it to you. So, what is the opposition party doing? And I've been looking, I'm going to show you videos today in commemoration of Dr. Bawumia's 61st birthday. I'm going to show you Dr. Bawumia and Nana Akufo-Addo campaigning in 2012, weeks to go to the election. I have 2016's video, the opposition party, weeks to go to the election. Then I have 2008, Professor Nelson's campaign, weeks to go to the voting. Here is President Mahamad's campaign, led by Omane Boama and others, who have been able to say zero about policy direction. If you ask anybody, what are we taking to the election, they will tell you the things MPP are saying. And then NDC will say, what MPP is saying is not possible. It's not about who's going to win the election. Anybody can win the election. That's not the point. It's about having a society that is thinking in a certain direction for tomorrow. Because if the society is not thinking in a certain direction for tomorrow, if we are not holding our politicians to account, that tell me what you are going to do and stop hiding behind, go and do Galamsey protests. Okay, go and do LGBT. Government doesn't like the government is that. And tell them that they are lying. Bawumia is a liar. That's NDC's campaign. And it's regrettable. It's unfortunate that NDC's campaign is not about a clear policy direction from an opposition party. This is what we're going to do. This is what we'll do about Galamsey. This is what we'll do about water. This is what we'll do about electricity. This is what we'll do about education. They started their campaign with, we brought free SHS. That is dead. Then they brought some 24-hour economy, which has not been able to stand the test of time and does not hold water because they themselves are confused about the explanation. Then they threw in free tertiary education first year. That one, to only 2 weeks, is dead. Because as soon as they announce the policy and they have to explain the policy, how much effort did Akufo-Addo and Bawumia put in explaining free SHS? How much effort? How much effort did they put in explaining one district, one factory? Today I brought a new Ekonfi juice here. It was not there. This is the evidence that one district, one factory has worked. Well, you may say that not every district has it. That's on your screen. There is the Ghana Medical Association. I'm going to talk about him now. But that's a Ekonfi juice you can see right there. This is made in Ghana. It's produced by a factory in Ghana. The factory hands are Ghanaians. The funding for the project is a Ghanaian bank. This is what Akufo-Addo meant by one district, one factory. Even if he created only one, that's something you can take to the election. Where is NDC's policies? I mean, really? A party can rise up and win election on nothing? I have never seen this before. And that's why I've been looking at my laptop and watching the campaigns to see that maybe I'm wrong. It has never happened in Ghana before. Go on 1992 campaign, the opposition was on it. They were big on it. 1996 campaign, the opposition said, she was sitting in the Abapa. That is to say, look at your circumstance. They were fighting on it. 2000's campaign, Kufuor was fighting on it. End to corruption, end to this, end to that, end to the killing of women. He was initiating policy. 2004 campaign, the opposition, they didn't do much. 2008, the Professor Mills, we were going to create a better Ghana. The better Ghana became a mantra. Better Ghana, better Ghana, better Ghana everywhere. 2012 was a peculiar election. We all know that. 2012 was a peculiar election and a peculiar outcome, particularly peculiar. But it was won by John Dramani Mahama, no problem. 2016, the best opposition campaign that I've ever seen. Akufo-Addo on one district, one factory, one village, one dam, free SHS, pounding it and pounding it. And that's how we went into the election. 2020, Akufo-Addo repeated that I have done free SHS. I have done one district, one factory. Give me 4 more years. Yes, the Ghanaian people listened, they gave me 4 more years. Today, the NDC campaign of John Mahama has said absolutely nothing. They have made enough attempts to say a few things. One is 24-hour economy, dead. 2, we brought free SHS, dead. 3, okay, free SHS, we didn't bring it, they can have it. We are going to do tertiary, first-year tertiary education. They launched something called Youth Manifesto. They spent quite a bit of time on it. It was a good effort, I have to say. But then the content of the Youth Manifesto was empty. Because at the end of the day, they said they are going to do free tertiary first year. Then later on, some of their communicators said it is a loan. The journalists were asking that, is it a loan? So 2 weeks after that, dead. Then now they find solace in Galamsey demonstration. That is how they're going to win the election. It is very lazy on their part. And we shouldn't accept that. I'm guessing that many media houses are disappointed. For those of you watching me at home who may not be in the media, there's something in media called news drought. Okay, news drought is when suddenly you find that there's no news. You don't understand why. Nobody explains why, but there's no news. Many years ago, when I used to work in the Joy FM newsroom, I was the editor of News Drought. So my boss, Susan Ampofo, would say that, hey, there's news drought, so where's Paul? Does he have a story? Because I always have a story. Always have a story. I go to Parliament, I interview Doaja, I have the interviews there. I have not yet put it together, but I always have a story. So when there was always news drought in 1998, 99, the Joy newsroom, they'll come to me, say, there's news drought, do you have a story? News drought doesn't occur 2 months to election. Last week, there was news drought. To this week, news drought. Where is the opposition's campaign? Now go and look at the social media reports of the campaign of 2024. You will see that most of the campaign issues are led by the government. It doesn't mean the government is going to win. It doesn't mean the opposition is going to win. I don't know who is going to win. But I'm just talking about the quality of the campaign that the politicians are giving to Ghanaians. The quality of the campaign. Where is it? Where is President Mahama? Why is Lordina Mahama not on the campaign? Why is she not talking? What is happening? Where is the NDC's policy initiative? Why is it that throughout the whole 1 year of the campaign, the NDC have not done anything and create any platform about the record of John Dramani Mahama? Why doesn't he have a record? A man who has been Deputy Minister of Communication, Opposition Ranking Member on Foreign Affairs, Vice President of Ghana, President of Ghana, Chairman of ECOWAS at some point, I guess. All of these things that President Mahama has occupied, if President Mahama left it to me, I can find something he's done. I can find it. How come the campaign of John Mahama, led by Omane Boama and Sami Jemfi and Joyce Bawa, have not found one thing that they can rely on, that this is the record of President Mahama as Vice President, as President? You heard Muhammadu Bawumia. He said, as Vice President, I've initiated 33 policies, and here they are. Then he runs through the list. That's something. That's something. And you see it in our documentary when we quote Franklin Kujo, the very critical social media voice, who is saying that Bawumia has changed the politics of Ghana. You will hear it. So I am very worried, and I hope that other young people are worried too. It doesn't matter about who wins. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying somebody will win or somebody will not win. That's not what I'm saying. No one knows that. Maybe Osubempa knows, I think Osubempa knows. I think also maybe some Shankra knows. Otabel says they don't know, but they say they know. So we have heard them. December 7th is coming. It is very near. Why am I sweating? December 7th is coming. It is very near. And we will see who knows. But that's not my point. My point is that this is a campaign. This is about the future of people. Ghana has an overwhelming youth population. This is about the future of the country. The opposition party, which should be holding the government to account, which should be raising the standards for the government to follow, which holds on its ticket a former president and a former vice president, has not been able to tell us single one policy initiative. Their policy initiative is 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy sounded so nebulous that they themselves have abandoned it. It is so nebulous that it ended up being, we ended up being told that it is about rearing animals. Pudon. That's what we ended up being told. That, oh, you don't understand the 24-hour economy. It's about Pudon. Animals will be reared 24 hours. Lions will come here. Some bizarre commentary like that. So much so that Dr. Atawusu, who said it, was ostensibly fired by the party. They wrote a document and said they fired him. That's what they said. Now, if the flag bearer designs a policy initiative for our economy, doesn't it come with a narration? Where are the PR people? The policy of the flag bearer must come with a narration, and that narration goes out to all communicators. If that was available, Dr. Atawusu would not have needed to go into his mind and imagine something as bizarre as something like a zoo. That means 24-hour economy. That doesn't make sense. But it is because the people who did the policy themselves, they didn't have a narrative. They didn't have it. So they just said it because they think that Ghanaians are, I don't know what word to use. They think Ghanaians are just there. So when you just tell them something, they'll vote for you because prices are high. And that is true. Prices are high. Economic situation is difficult. And that is true. Economic situation is difficult. So the opposition party now thinks that we don't have to do anything. Let's just say anything at all. So they throw in 24-hour economy, but this is new media. There's new and independent media. If traditional media will not ask you, new and independent media will ask you. New media will be asking on social media, what does the 24-hour economy mean? So when a policy is designed by the flag bearer, it behoves the people who sit around the flag bearer to take the policy and reduce it into a narrative. They ought to be able to reduce the policy into a narrative. And when the policy is reduced into a narrative, then everybody can interrogate it. And so your communicators are all saying the same thing. Free SHS was a simple narrative. Listen to this Pudon guy. Now, this Ataos, you have to sympathize with. He's a member of the NDC. And in those days, recently, NDC people show up on platforms. And the question they all had to deal with is that 24-hour economy, what's the meaning of 24-hour economy? 24-hour economy, saying. So he was saddled with this question in the studio in Kumasi. And then he blurted it out. Pudon, this, we all watch it and we laugh. It's okay to laugh about it, but there's a serious matter in a certain dereliction of duty on the part of people who are looking for the public job. People who are looking for the public job are telling you that they are not ready for it. They have not understood it. They have not thought about it. I'm going to show you tonight a video of Dr. Bawumia speaking in 2012. And if I show you that video, I'll put it side by side with Dr. Bawumia speaking in 2024, and you will see that it's the same thing. His fidelity to data, his fidelity to policy, his fidelity to issues, his fidelity to do's and don'ts, his fidelity to achievement. You will see it. And that's how he campaigns. And that is the kind of campaign that everyone is applauding. That if this is the future of Ghanaian politics, then we are going somewhere. And then you look at the other side, and they sit behind and they are saying, TUC, go and demonstrate TUC. Let's play Pudon, and I'll come to the Ghana Medical Association, and I'll come to some of the social media posts. Some of the, what word should I use? Infantile social media posts that was made against the GMA guy. Very infantile. And I have Cheddar also on standby. Please get me Pudon, and let's get to the touch screen and start the fireworks. It's Good Evening Ghana, it's live. Welcome to the show. Here is Dr. Atausu.
The 24-hour economy, mamma and papa, mom, chitifie, mom, yen and moi. John Dramani Mahama said what the modern farming techniques and the deba. Under animal farming. I will call a bit to say Pudon or China. Will call her animal farming. Wouldn't say Jatani Mwaka see elephant near the gum egu farm numbi. And you want to mean Cosset or Quacodo, and I said, oh, what could be any. It would decay set up plantation in the BBA, we are no jam one agum. Not jam one guma, who bay near almost swap. What would the plain ever Fabium, no mas as ever and one in any other. Not proud to that, no. What training expert for our musu ever share choir a friend say, or more ever shem one, so Bobby area, a bit my one of Pania near the other. Nasanyoma way in an air baswa, a babwama or more Marie a Greek, Ewagike, KUST, Legon, woman in Abinia Jumaye.
With all that we are saying, I'm quite confused.
Okay.
I'm confused. I'm confused and I say, animal really no say animal farming no sa jatani winning no benefits.
Yeah, yes. Reason is my tourist attraction.
Okay, good.
Because Ukopudon. Now
more of tourism than say animal
and proud to that no no one kasano who bet me I export to be.
Okay.
Who export to no nesikano air day and your money kono.
Okay.
Na who nya dollars. Dollars neighbor the baby usika sama day ejina.
Okay.
Proud to that no. They will make it a exportation. Movement, however, no, I say, would the new money be konoha? Not the kono, would the kono, ubenya dollars naba. Dollars bar, because country biana, what can your mom more than your export to biano? Country now what near the buffer. And na Dr. Muhammad Bawumia buyer went to Mania, Wama Hochaba. It's one more we extension officers near the Ninano, won't be near Jumaye. One more year a for masonry reform. I bet to war, a fancy land in Nina. Almost be near Jumaye. Proud to that. Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, Ebaya or Casa, obey one district, one factory, went to me. And here are John Dramani Mahama say, under one district, one factory, no, one no dear, or bad the embarking on agro.
Now, TUC said they had they announced their strike demonstration. They are concerned, like all of us are, about Galamsey and the water bodies and all of that. Okay. The Galamsey issue started last week, and when some people went on demonstration, they were desperate to misbehave, so they misbehaved. They violated the law, they broke the law, they broke the rules. They were arrested by the police, put before court. The court refused them bail. We all thought that the extent of the refusal of the bail was harsh. 2 weeks seemed very harsh. Today, the 2 weeks has arrived. Most of them have been granted bail, except few of them, and they've gone out to their homes, and they are sort of preparing the police bail document. So that's the story. Now, the politicians who are interested in this for their own reasons, according to what Cheddar told us, and we'll be showing you the Cheddar video in a minute. Cheddar is Nana Kwame Bediako, who is the presidential candidate. He's 13. Is he 13 on the ballot? He's 12th on the ballot, I think. Alan Martin is 13 on the ballot. Okay. All right. So he said something about this whole Galamsey situation. That's what Cheddar said something. I'll come to that. Now, the Ghana Medical Association have decided and announced today that they are not going to be part of the strike. Sometime during the week, one of the deviant behaving doctors told Manasseh Azuri that within the context of the Ghana Medical Association's leadership, they had been bought or something like that. I know who that guy is, and I'm going to come after him. You know who you are. He's a terrible guy, and I'm coming after him. I won't mention his name now because I have documents on him. He's the one who follows Anas around to go and do fake documentaries at Rich Hospital. Fake documentaries. Follows Anas, Arimea Anas. Those people who do the criminal conduct. He follows them to Rich Hospital and does those things. Yes, him. I know him. He told Manasseh that the Ghana Medical Association says that they will not do the demonstration. So everybody was worried that, what happened? Today, the guy put up a video and explained. And the explanation makes so much sense. And after that, infantile people come and put up post that he has been bought. Why do we do that in this country? If you say you are doing demonstration, he says, I'm not doing demonstration. Then you say he has been bought. The one who said he is doing demonstration, Cheddar says that he too has been bought. Cheddar says that the Galamsey is not about Galamsey, it's about a political interest. That political interest is the one who is buying the people who are doing the Galamsey. I'm not saying that. But I could say that John Mahama gave Oliver Bamaho 32,000 Ghana cedis. Should I say that? Would I be justified in saying that? Would I even be sounding sensible in saying that? Was I standing where John Mahama gave Oliver Bamaho money? So I can't say that. And so can no one say such about any person within the context of whether I'm doing demonstration or I'm not doing demonstration when you are not standing there. When the man says I'm not doing demonstration, say he has been paid. When you people go and pay Vomaho 32,000 cedis, you think we don't know? But can I say that? Do I have justification for saying that? So I can't say that because I want to sound sensible to my viewers. I want to sound sensible to my followers. So I can't say that. But as for some people, it's not about that. They have to demonize people anyhow just because of ballot box. And I keep saying that here. Ballot box. This man is a doctor. Decent looking guy. He is the chairman of the president of the Ghana Medical Association. Listen to his video and listen to the reasons he gives in the video about how the Ghana Medical Association came to this conclusion. Have a look.
That we should embark on industrial action. This directive, I must say, that GMA had no input. We were not called. I wasn't in the meeting, but had this critical decision. Hopefully, I was expecting that at least somebody should have picked the phone and give me a call to indicate that this is the decision that we have decided to take. I only saw the notice of the industrial action, just as all of you did see. I decided to ignore it, but then it popped up on our council page. So I said, there is no harm. After all, we all don't like Galamsey. So if there is an issue that is coming up as far as Galamsey is concerned, we need to address it. So I decided to call each and every individual council member and ask him whether we should join this industrial action or not, or her, whether we should join this industrial action or not. We have 21 council members, some representing junior doctors, some representing the Dental Association, some representing the Society of Private Medical and Dental Practitioners. When I finished tallying the results of the opinion of the various council members, 5 people indicated we should join the strike. 1 abstained. 15 said no, we shouldn't join. But that was on Thursday. So I said, look, if we should issue this out right now, we may deflate the momentum that organized labor has gathered. So let's hope and see, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe the issue will have been resolved. In holding, before I could say that over the weekend, there was a leak from the council platform indicating to the whole world that we have actually taken a decision that we're not joining the strike. Since then, there has been a lot of commentaries. Let me take this opportunity to inform all of you that Ghana Medical Association doesn't support Galamsey. We think that there are pragmatic ways of dealing with it. There is no way I can plunge this association into a strike with no end in sight, because the strike that organized labor is declaring is indefinite. Again, 3 weeks from today, we have our annual general conference. You are in a conference as medical superintendents today. If I declare a strike, and even though council has said no, I am sure all of you have to run back to your various facilities to go and quench the fire that will be erupting there. I would like to take this opportunity to inform all of you I know the press is here, the Ghana Medical Association is not joining the strike. We will not embark on a strike action, but we do, in solidarity, actually share some of the sentiments that organized labor have expressed. We will find our own way of dealing with the issue and not go along with the tide of putting this country in jeopardy 2 months to elections. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my solidarity message to you.
This is one district, one factory. It's not that he just talk, he didn't do, he has done it. One district, one factory. Coffee juice. It's in a coffee in the central region. It's Ghana made. It's nice. Now they've added orange to the pineapple. It's really beautiful. It was paid for by a Ghanaian bank. And it was a policy driven by a politician in opposition. He was sitting in opposition, sitting in his house, and thinking about how, if the Ghanaian people give him power, he's going to help the Ghanaian society to become better, to become an industrial society. And he's sitting in his house. He said, why can't we have a factory in every district? Come, you people, come. Listen, we can have a factory in every district. Why don't we start a policy like that? You go and do the research. And Napo then went to sit down, do the research, came back to me and said, candidate, it's possible. We said, okay, so let's go and announce it. One district, one factory. A coffee juice, it's here. A coffee. It wasn't there before. It's here. It's coming. Nice. Plenty is being bought by international people. It's being exported. That is what we call a leader. That's what we call a leader. They say, this is a leader who can leave the government with his chest out, that he can hold this one. On 7 January, Akufo-Addo can hold this and say, I've given you a factory that is employing thousands of people. That's a leader. If all the presidents could say, I've given you a factory, like by now we have 10, 16 factories. Some people come and do nothing. Zero. And even when they are campaigning for presidency again, they have nothing to say. That the 8 years that I was in the castle as president and vice president, I gave you this. Zero. Some people become vice president for 8 years and say, I have 33 policies. Go into your pocket and take out your Ghana card is one of them. That is substance. That's what we need. As an African country, that's what we need. We will not be able to solve all our problems. No. No president can solve all our problems. No. The economic situation of the global situation and all that is going to affect us every now and then. But we need a leader who can conceptualize solutions. A leader and his team who can conceptualize solutions. Not a leader and his team who are always thinking about fixing some propaganda and calling Vomaho and give him 7,000 and say, go and do this and do that and do that and do that. I don't even know whether they did that. It's a rumor. Widely rumored. I don't know whether it is true. They said President Mahama gave Vomaho 32,000. I don't know whether. Do you believe it? I don't know. Listen to Cheddar. Listen.
This to correct the situation right now about my last video that I issued about not supporting violence, and I still stand on that, and I mean that. Now, why don't I support the youth for protesting? It's because I want peace in the country. If the youth of this country and the people of this nation have held it down for 32 years to 40 years of understanding politics and whatever encumbrances, crisis, issues that it brings, and they've managed to survive, then why would they want to use violence now to send a message and say that they've had enough? Well, let me tell you people something that you might not know. All of these protests and demonstrations that has happened in this country in the past year or two were organized by one of the duopoly. It's the same politicians, and I said it. I'm not going to mention names, but you know that Jolobi and Fix the Country was fixed by one of the existing parties. We cannot do this to ourselves and destroy our own country because of a politician's personal interest or a party's interest. Please, Ghana, do your research. The people in front of all these demonstrations, some of them have treason charges. Ask, find out who sponsored them for the mobilizations and all the things that happened. Do your research. This is not about Galamsey. This is about a political interest.
What did the political interest do? What did the political interest? Hello, Cheddar. Good evening. How are you? How is the campaign, though? Good to see you in Kente. What did the political interest do? What did the political interest do? How did they mobilize it? So then the Ghana Medical Association guy said, and I think the sound was a bit hazy, so he probably didn't hear all. He said that when he heard the story, he called his 21 other executives and told them that, well, this is where we are. TUC didn't consult us, but Galamsey is a big issue. We are all concerned about it. So shall we join the demonstration or not? Everybody tell me your idea. He said 5 people said that they should join the demonstration. 1 person abstained. The rest said don't join the demonstration. So he came out to put out and one of them went to tell Manasseh. And so he was sheepishly writing on social media as if he has that's how they are, or as if they have some information from heaven. As if they have it, maybe also Bempa told him, I don't know. That the government has bought everything, government has bought. The people who are going on, the TUC people who are going on a demonstration, Cheddar says that it is being politically motivated. Have they been bought? Nobody's going to allow themselves to be gaslighted by this. I was going to say something. You can't build a nation like that. Today I heard somebody on Joy FM, he should be arrested. He should be arrested. And I was disappointed with the journalist who conducted the interview. The man said that until the president agrees that the soldiers are going to shoot the Galamsey people dead, then the demonstration should come on. How cynical. Total, what is wrong with him? He should be arrested. The guy was on Joy FM this evening. He thinks we are what? He doesn't understand the democracy. He doesn't know we have a constitution. That soldiers should go to Galamsey and shoot people dead. Soldier, human being, who has brain, who can be charged for mens rea and actus reus, who can be prosecuted. He should go and shoot somebody that is doing Galamsey. Even when you find armed robbers, you cannot shoot them under democracy. There's Criminal Offences Act. There's Criminal Procedure Act. He doesn't know that. I was disappointed the journalist didn't tell him that. Did you really say shoot to kill? What are you talking about? That's not allowed under any democracy in the world. He doesn't know that. And the president should take the soldiers there and kill the people. Otherwise, the demonstration should go on unabated. Yeah, the demonstration can go on. It's welcome. Demonstration is part of democracy. It's welcome. But when people sit on important radio like Joy FM and advocate these kangaroo behaviors that we have thrown behind us since the AFRC dastardly errors that are never to be repeated. Somebody comes and says we should go back to AFRC. We should go and kill people, shoot them dead. What is wrong with him? Yes, the water bodies need to be clean. We need that. That is more important than anything else. But you cannot say that because of that, the policy should be shoot to kill. That's warped thinking. And it doesn't sit anywhere in a democracy. It's not available. It's not allowed. It cannot be countenanced in a democracy. Now see this. National Security appears to have spoken to the president of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Frank Srebo. Everyone has a price. Take your health issues seriously. I don't know what to say to the guy who wrote this. I mean, we think that because of politics, we can disrespect anybody. Dr. Srebo is not your brother. You don't know him. And then because of politics, you can come and write these things about him. This man who wrote this, I know when he was begging somebody for money to go and do something for his family members. I know. He thinks I don't know. The man that you went to his house to go and beg him for money that your uncle or something is sick. I was there that day you came to the house and begged. Roman Ridge, the one who wrote this. You beg people for money. It's okay to beg for money. But if you know you do that, you don't come and write this about somebody who is respectable. You, the writer of this, you went to Roman Ridge, you are begging that you want money to go and do something. And then you don't know people. You just come and write this about them. That everyone has a price. Are you really serious? Is that how I want to run this country? Dr. Srebo may have a wife. I don't know whether he's married. Dr. Srebo may have children. I don't know whether he has children. Dr. Srebo has relatives. And then you go and write that he has a price. You writing, don't you have a price? How many times you writing? How many times haven't you taken money that's illegal? Don't bring yourself and come and say these things and think that you have the power of social media. Dr. Srebo is not one who is always on social media writing. He's probably busy with his work. Some of us are on social media. It's not everybody who can be on social media. And those of us on social media must have the responsibility that we are dealing with people's integrity. You were not there when he was giving money. Oliver Vermaho is fooling around. You support it. That's okay. You haven't given him money. You think we don't know? And then you come and write something like this about somebody. I think every Ghanaian should be incensed about this kind of behavior because it's not taking us anywhere. Somebody is sitting somewhere. He came to give an account. There are 21 of us. I called all of them. And they are all alive. They can talk. And I said to them that this is where we are. Shall we go on the demonstration? Shall we not? 5 of them said, let's go. One said, me, I don't know. The rest said, no, we don't think so. And then you come and put on the social media that he has been bought. How dare you? What is wrong with this guy? What is wrong with people like this? Ekunfi, one district, one factory. One district, one factory. 10 minutes past 10 o'clock. Okay. Kofi Bentel said something. Let's hear it.
Truth is that it's a failure of the enforcement or the implementation. I, however, like the way Ken is approaching this because people are forcing this into electoral politics. And I like to differentiate between politics generally and electoral politics, where electoral politics is short-term politics, right? When the matter becomes as serious as the Galamsey crisis has become, it is a political issue. But we cheat ourselves when we make it a subject for electoral politics and pretend that, oh, this government is not good, so let's push them out and bring back, the previous government. The previous government was not good either. And we remember how it was, and we pushed them back. And I have made the point that Galamsey gets worse over time. So the government that was not able to solve it when it was not as bad as it is now should not be the one that we bring back to solve it when it's worse today. But the point that Ken makes, which is very important, is that we should lift this Galamsey fight from the electoral politicking because it doesn't help us. And now let's focus on how we are going to deal with this because politicians go, politicians come, the matter is getting worse.
One district, one factory. Ekunfi, made in Ghana, paid for by Ghana, produced by Ghana, pineapples grew in Ghana. It's a policy from somebody's mind. A policy from a politician's mind that has today given me orange squash. Oh, actually, we used to call it orange squash. Why did we say orange squash? I don't remember why. Why? It's orange juice. We said orange squash. I remember that. They put orange and it's beautiful, man. And the packaging is different, Charlie, this is so good, so good. There's no Obroni hand in this. Not one single Obroni hand is in this. Okay, maybe the machines that we imported. Beyond that, there's no Obroni hand. This is black Ghana people. There are some from Wale Wale, some are from Ashaman, some are from Teshi, some are from Duabisu, some are from Kintampo, some are from Bojasi. They produce this one. And it is stationed in Ekunfi in the central region. Thanks be to God. For great politicians who can think about their people when they are in opposition, they are sitting down, they are thinking. Ekunfi juice. It's nice, it's made in Ghana. One district, one fact. Hallelujah. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings, may he rest in peace. He said in 2015 at 9:24 a.m., it was posted by pulse.com.gh. It is in news category. It says, politicians protecting criminals over Galamsey. Rawlings roars. Former President, okay, it's here. Former President Jerry John Rawlings has accused, and this is 2015, so the politicians, we know who they are. John Mahama was president. Former President Jerry John Rawlings has accused politicians in officialdom of protecting criminals who are butchering trees. Former President Rawlings has accused politicians in officialdom of protecting criminals who are butchering trees of several decades old to pave way for real estate, thus turning the national capital into a jungle of nonsense. Hey, Rawlings, that's weird too. The quotation continues. Are we crazy as a people? Mr. Rawlings asked when he spoke to the Association of Nurses and Midwives who paid a courtesy call on him last week. In his view, foreigners are gaining the gusto in destroying Ghana's environment because they have realized that Ghanaians themselves are also destroying their own environment. Why do you think a lot of these foreigners are destroying your environment and polluting streams in gold mining areas? He wondered. Okay, I'm sure he was referring to Chinese people, and these were the days in which Aisha Wan used to hold sway in the whole of Ghana. Today, Aisha Wan is in the cooler, thanks to the prosecution by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfrey Yeboah Dame. Rawlings continues. Too much damage, Mr. Rawlings yelled. According to him, politicians are also protecting criminals who are decimating the greenery of the national capital, Accra. I think the whole of Accra is becoming like what I call a jungle of brick sheet houses. People are just butchering trees that their fathers and grandfathers planted. Meanwhile, at their level, we sit in the air-conditioned cars, in the air-conditioned offices, in the air-conditioned homes, and we forget that 70, 80, 85, 90% of the population is walking through the hot, blazing sun. And no trees, and we just butcher the trees, and we just build our jungle of nonsense. People want to deal with it. Instead of politicians standing by it, enforcing the law, they are rather protecting these criminals, the former leader talked about. Who was J.J. Rawlings talking about? 2015. Who was J.J. Rawlings talking about? This is the Galamsey story. And it has to do with people pointing fingers at Dr. Sriboy and his people saying that they have taken money, so they don't want to go on demonstration. Everybody, you don't have a campaign message. Go and put your campaign message out. How do we have news drought 2 months to election? Where is the opposition party? They should be giving us the news, the meat of the news. They are not there. They are somewhere. 2 weeks ago, Gerardo Pokwajima did something nice, and that is it. It's gone. And they still believe that they can win the elections. NDC believe that they have already won the elections. I don't know whether they'll win the elections. But the campaign has been so badly decimated. There's no substance for the youth to carry on, to say this is MPP, this NDC. NDC starts with, I'm free SHS. Okay, no, you are not. Okay, I'm not free SHS anymore. All right, I'm 24-hour economy. What does it mean? I don't understand. Okay, forget about that. I'm giving you free tertiary first year. Who is paying for it? I don't know. It's a loan. It's not a loan. When you take the money, your mother will pay, your uncle will pay. They don't understand what they are doing. And then they say that, oh, you don't need a guarantor to sign your loan forms as a student. And they say, oh, sorry, Mr. President, that's been done already. Say, oh, it's been done already. Okay, let's find another one. Is that how serious people run a campaign to win the presidency of an important African country like Ghana? This is how they want Ghanaians to hand over power to them on no policy, no record. I don't know. What have they put? This is Fatima Abubakar, the Minister for Information, writing something about the labor issues. And it goes as follows. She says, following the call by organized labor and other stakeholders on government to take action on the menace of illegal small-scale mining in the country, the President of the Republic, H.E. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, convened a meeting with organized labor on Thursday, 3rd October 2024, at the Jubilee House. The meeting discussed the long-standing issues of illegal mining, reviewed the situation and government's efforts thus far. It was agreed between the parties that A, government will collaborate with organized labor and other stakeholders in the fight against illegal mining. B, government will take steps when Parliament reconvenes this month to revoke the Environmental Protection Mining Forest Reserve Regulation 2023, LI 2462. Okay, next. Government will ramp up its enforcement measures, particularly as it relates to prohibiting illegal mining in water bodies and forest reserves. D, water bodies and forest reserves remain red zones for mining, and all forms of mining in water bodies, as well as reconnaissance, prospecting, exploration, and or small-scale mining in forest reserves, remain banned. Law enforcement agencies of the state are fully mandated to rid our water bodies and forest reserves of all forms of mining. The Attorney General will collaborate with the Chief Justice to ensure swift adjudication of illegal mining cases. Government supports the call for the presidential candidates to sign a pact committing to the fight against illegal mining so as to depoliticize this national problem. I like the last one. Government supports the call for presidential candidates to sign a pact. Presidential candidates to sign a pact. Where are they? Why is it that the presidential candidates, especially of the main opposition party, is not offering a solution and say, look, me, when I come to power within 100 days, this is what I'll do. Why is he not saying that? You see, they take Ghanaians for granted. They think that we are not listening. Maybe they think we can't read and write. You are in opposition. You are behind asking Labour to go for demonstration. You, the opposition leader, if you win the election, you are in power in the next 3 months from now. If John Mahama wins the election, he's president of Ghana. He should be able to say that within 100 days of my coming into office, I will do this, that, I will arrest all the Galamsey people. Instead, he said the other day that he will give amnesty to the people who have been arrested because they are not the real culprits. The culprits are the chiefs, the police, senior police officers, the this, the that. Okay, if those are the culprits, how would you deal with them? If those are the culprits, how would you deal with them? And then we sit there and the opposition's campaign is that TUC must go on a demonstration on Friday. That's the campaign of the opposition. It's the campaign of the opposition. Nothing more to say. But TUC must go. So when Ghana Medical Association says that we don't find sufficient reason to go on the demonstration, then they send their apparatchiks to come and write things about them like that. They send their apparatchiks to come and write things about them like that. Is that how to run a country? Dr. Da Costa Abuaji says, Ghana beyond Galamsey. Mahama and Bawumia must sign a pact on Galamsey as we depoliticize the fight. The debate must happen. Oh, I forgot about the IEA debate. Is it going to happen? Is the documentary ready? Okay, they are working on it. Let's take some text messages now. It's 21 minutes past 10 o'clock. Tonight, we have Ghana Football Association in the studio. They're going to tell us why we should be... Yes. I'll come to this photograph. Let me know when the documentary is ready. Ghana Football Association is going to tell us, the Ministry of Sports is going to tell us why we should be at the Accra Sports Stadium on Sunday to give the Black Stars a big support. Those of us who live in Accra, let's try and support the Black Stars so that they don't take their games to Kumasi, because the field in Kumasi will be repaired at some point. But if we give them good support, then they'll play their games. They'll play some in Kumasi though, but they can play some here. But now they play everything in Kumasi, because they say when they are playing football in Accra, we are not sharing them, or we are conversing with each other and we are insulting them in Ghana. We won't do that again. When we go to I'll be at the stadium on Thursday. When we go to the stadium on Thursday, let's cheer the Black Stars on. Okay, the Ghana-Sudan game is coming up later on Good Evening Ghana. Let's take the text messages now, and then at 5 minutes later, we can show the documentary. Who should I start with on the text message? Fatih, what are people saying?
Hi, Paul. Thank you. So this is coming from Isaac Asmani, and he says, I think I agree with Paul on the fact that Nanado's One District, One Factory is a legacy project. I feel so happy seeing one of these factories in whole, called Qualtech processing cassava into ethanol and selling same to Casapreco Company Limited. Nana Otabel says this year's election is about ideas and policies and not propaganda. The NDC can organize all the demonstration in the world, but Dr. Bawumia remains focused. Ghanaians are very wise and will vote number 1. Safiano Adams from Pusika says, good evening, Paul. We're just waking up to all these noises because election is around the corner. There is no way we can find a solution to the menace with the political interest. NDC is doing everything possible to take full advantage of the situation of their gains, but will it work looking at the lessons learned by the NPP in the 2020 election when the same issue came up? Political sentiment and trying to make the situation sensational cannot help us to address the menace. Now, Real Max B says Ghana cannot be the only country in the world where any party can win power without policies and campaign message. Gone were the days where gullible Ghanaians were giving cocoa, gari, and matches to vote in certain direction. As a result of free SHS, many voters are wide awake now. Wilberforce Kobena says NDC thought Ghanaians change government every 8 years, and NPP was nearing its 8 years reign. So automatically it's NDC's turn to come back to form government. That's the reason they have not well thought through policies for their electioneering campaign. They realized late that Dr. Bawumia's messages have caught on well with the electorate and changing minds and have to do something. Thus, these hardly impulsive policies, they cannot explain themselves. What NDC is hoping for now is to make NPP unpopular by instigating portions of labor and disgruntled, mostly NDC foot soldiers, youth to embark on demonstrations. But it won't work. Dr. Bawumia will win, and they will go back to the Supreme Court to petition again. NDC must stay in opposition. And now lastly, coming from lawyer Trobo, he says, organized labor's action contradicts their claims of prioritizing citizens' welfare over those in power. Requesting a doctor's strike puts lives at stake. And also, I'm puzzled why a prominent organization like this isn't pushing the leading presidential candidates to present their policies and strategies instead of adopting this questionable approach. From lawyer Trobo. What do you have for us, Tara?
From Samuel Ofusoba, Paulus, I can't wait to watch you in your analytical screen program tonight. I'm watching you live from Brescia, Italia, bravissima. From Wellington Adae, watching you live in New York City. Good evening, Ghana, fantastic show. God bless you, Apostle Paul, and your great team. Greetings to my family at Kwadaso, Achwema Fose, and Dansoman First Stop. And lastly, from Aaron Babako Korkormisa, good evening to you. Education and awareness-raising campaigns are essential in changing attitudes towards Galamsey. By educating the public on the negative impacts of illegal mining and promoting the value of sustainable mining practices, we can create a cultural shift towards responsible and legal mining activities in Ghana.
Right, so still on the Galamsey story, Bennett Danso has this to say. He says, Paul, one thing I can assure Ghanaians of concerning the solution to the Galamsey menace is that until the chiefs and people of the towns and villages affected by the action of illegal mining rise up and go into those Galamsey sites to tell the Galamseyers that enough is enough, just like the chief and people of Achim Isuom did, we should forget about it. The Archbishop Bonaventure has recently announced that the fight against Galamsey should not be left to the government alone, but requires the collaborative effect of all and sundry. Now, Trim Dako says, good evening, Apostle Paul. Let me update you on more policies of Dr. Bawumia. He says, 1, he promised to bring 100 electric buses, and they have arrived in the country. He has found a solution to the old age problem of premixed fuel for our fisher folks, and his solution is the introduction of solar-powered outboard motors. He spearheaded the introduction of Citizens App, which is a one-stop shop app that allows seamless business transactions with all MMDAs and government agencies on your phone without moving an inch from your home. Now, Ephon Nebuchadnezzar has this to say. He says, the individual possesses intelligence. He's speaking about Cheddar. He says it raises the question of why we should initiate a strike over a presidential candidate. The NDC actually lacks a substantive message. Their sole focus appears to be on illegal mining, despite their significant involvement in such activities. Now, on the 24-hour economy policy by the NDC, David Bissell says John Mahama just mentioned the 24-hour economy just for the sake of it. The leadership of the TUC said it was a game changer, thinking he had a narrative for it. Close to 1 year after announcing the said policy, he still cannot explain it. Even at their manifesto launch, he made matters worse. It seems they are empty. Now, Michael Safokantanka says that thanks to Alan John Kwadwo for Ekumfi Juice and his novel idea of the one district, one factory, Alan remains a transformational leader for Ghana. Daniel Akanbawe says, good evening, Paul. The honest truth is what you have said. My worry really is not about the opposition but the media. The media somehow has intentionally decided to go silent on the basic questions that need to be asked. He says these are the questions. The first one is, what is the opposition bringing on board in terms of policy? What is their track record? What is their believability quotient? Who among the contenders have shown capacity to leadership? Today, he says, I had cause to ask myself these questions, whether the media just hates Akufo-Addo or because it's 8 years gone, the opposition just have to take over regardless of the emptiness they have displayed throughout the campaign season. Now, Banzomti says, if truly these people mean well for this country, they will agree to the roadmap put in place to finding solutions to the menace put out by the president. If not wicked people, why would they be talking of the president announcing a state of emergency? They seem to be greedy and selfish people, he says. God will expose them all. Now, lastly, Nanaya Odro-Mensah says, where were all these unions when Mahama was promising the jailed Galamseyers amnesty while NDC Kweku Boahen was encouraging Galamsey in various Galamsey communities? You people seem to hide behind demonstrations to drive an agenda. Better go and demonstrate in the Galamsey communities here. Anziba.
All right, from Mustafa Abdullah, he says, Paul, you are doing God's work. Keep it up. From Aaron Babako, he says, one of the most significant negative impacts of Galamsey is the destruction of the environment. Miners often use harmful chemicals such as mercury and cyanide to extract gold from ore, contaminating water sources and the soil. This not only affects the health of the miners but also pollutes the environment, leading to deforestation, loss of biodiversity, and erosion of the land. To effectively end Galamsey once and for all in Ghana, we must approach the issue holistically and find a sustainable solution. One of the key steps in ending Galamsey is to strengthen the enforcement of laws and regulations against illegal mining activities. The government of Ghana should allocate more resources to law enforcement agencies to crack down on illegal miners and prosecute those who continue to engage in the Galamsey. Ichampon Abraham says, some media stations act like party communicators. They don't do any research when someone is speaking lies. Herbert Tete says, Paul, please, this guy you brought on the show this evening is very knowledgeable, very smart gentleman, watching live from the United States of America. Nana Owusu says, Paul, the NDC are using demonstrations, CSO, and labor unions to frustrate the government and ambush the people of Ghana. Dennis Opong says, Paul, good evening. Please, some of the videos you show on your program should be made available on your platform, especially that of the doctor who spoke about doctors working for 11 months without being paid. William Asantejan says, Bawumia is campaigning and Mahama is complaining. Herbert Titi says, it's a shame that the NDC have no message. This means they have no vision. Expanding their 24-hour economy. Amen Kadosh says, NDC are not ready to lead Ghana. A lot of Ghanaians a year ago were angry at the current government, but the NDC has proven not to be a better option. God help us all. And lastly, from Eddie again, he says, they are telling Ghanaians that the NPP isn't doing very well, instead of telling Ghanaians what they should be doing right. Back to you, Paul.
Okay, I have two messages to read. And viewers, forgive me, my producer has given me permission to read it, so it's unrelated. It's very domestic to me. One of the children sent me text whilst I'm still on there. It says, hi, Daddy, please, I need help with this research for a history assignment. Then I start panicking. See, because the children, what they think they are learning, when they say, okay, so this is the research. The question is, explore the causes, events, and consequences of the Spartacist uprising. What's to research? Who were the Spartacists? What's Spartacist? And what were their main objectives? Who were the leaders of the Spartacists? Make a little profile of each of them, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So because they were reading the text messages, I replied. I said, when do you have to present this, please? And then he says, Tuesday. And then I said, okay, so we do it on Friday? He said, yes. Then I said, is it about Sparta, the ancient town of historical relevance? Then he says, I don't know. I never heard of it. Then he comes back and says, wait, are you on air? Then I say, yes, please. Then he says, hey, and you are texting. I said, but you are texting me. He said, I thought you were done. The modern children, they are very, very funny. So let me go to the other text message that the guy who sent directly related to this program says that if I don't read it, he will be very upset with me. It's long, but I'll try. Ibrahim Cooper from Tamale is the writer. It's as follows. He says, setting the record straight. He says, for some time now, I have been tracking the so-called polls that Musa Dankwa of Global Info Analytics has been churning out in the media circles. Of course, he does so because he has unfettered access to the media. So any dustbin analysis which feed into the existing idiosyncratic feelings of the said media will take it with alacrity. Of course, he says, I'm a respecter of knowledge, and anything which is a product of knowledge, once is followed according to systematic and standard procedure in its acquisition, I like it. Unfortunately, he goes on, Musa Dankwa's polls are at variance with the standard procedure for knowledge acquisition. I do not see any empiricism in his polls at all. In his recent polls, he pegged Dr. Bawumia at 37.3%, while John Mahama is pegged at 51%. Cheddar, my good friend, is pegged at 6.2%, and Alan Chematin is 4.1%. To him, based on research, this is likely to be the outcome of the 2024 polls. So he believes that Muhammadu Bawumia will end up with 37.3%. Even the Dubai ain't got more than that. Okay, and I said even because those elections were tough, isn't it? Military elections were tough. Even that, the Dubai ain't got more than that. All right. Okay, let's move on. Now, based on the provisional voters register of 2024, there are 18.6 million people on the register. Using 2020 election voter turnout, which is best because the register was fresh, so there were a limited number of dead persons in the register. 13 million people voted in 2020. We are expecting at least little higher than 13 million people to vote in 2024. So using the 13 million as valid votes for the 2024 election, it means that for a candidate who is securing 1%, he must be obtaining 130,000 votes. Good. Now, Mr. Cheddar has been pegged to score 6.2% of the valid votes. It means that he will obtain 6.2 times 130, which is equivalent to 806,000 votes, nearly a million, 806,000 votes. This, Ibrahim Cooper says, is absolutely ridiculous. There are 40,000 polling stations in Ghana with respect to 2024 elections. Mr. Cheddar cannot, in his estimation, cannot even get 3,000 polling station agents to man his polling station for him across the country. So how will he be voting? How will they be voting for him in those polling stations so that he'll be getting nearly 1 million votes? Similarly, Alan Chematin, according to his estimation, cannot get 1,000 polling agents to monitor his ballots as required by the EC at the various polling stations across the country. So who are the 500,000 votes that Alan Chematin is getting? Okay, he goes on. Post-Rawlings era in our democratic trajectory, whether NPP is in government and is not doing well, or opposition and not doing well, or NDC is in government and not doing well in opposition, it will still secure 44% plus or minus 2 as a margin of error. For instance, in 2008, it was the worst year for the NPP, and yet it obtained 49% while in government. In 2016, it was the worst year for the NDC, and yet they obtained 44.53% of the total vote. Again, in 2012 elections, it was the best time for the NDC, and yet the MPP obtained 47.51% of the vote. Similarly, in 2020 was the best time for the MPP, and yet the NDC obtained 47.36% of the vote. This same principle applied in year 2000. Consequently, no MPP member should be worried about the polls that Musa Dankwa is churning out in the media. It is a psychological warfare. It is for psychological warfare reasons. Ibrahim Cooper, I have done justice to your text, but I think the text is very good, and that's why I'm happy to read it. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's take a short break, our regular commercial. But when we come back, our documentary is ready. It's 10 minutes long. It's fully loaded, and it's great. We'll be back after the break.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third-party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
In a fast-growing urban environment like Accra, you might think that your CCTV or electric fence would prevent crime. Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response One.
We had CCTV and electric fence. We thought we were safe. But when the robbers came in, they cut our fence and they didn't care. I was terrified for my baby's life. The CCTV recorded everything. But Response One monitored alarm system, which is connected to our electric fence, that saved us. The swift response from the alarm system triggered a signal instantly. They dispatched their response team immediately. We now feel safe. Now we truly feel protected.
Don't wait for tragedy to strike. Protect your home with Response One's monitored alarm system and our theft protection guarantee. Immediate response, real protection. Response One, stay connected, stay protected.
Using Coa Mixture, Coa Plus Mixture and Coa MT Mixture, brought to you by Coa Research and Manufacturing Limited Company, proudly made in Ghana. Formulated to support your general well-being. For those seeking immune system support, there is Coa Plus Mixture. Support your body's defenses and stay strong. When it comes to combating malaria, Coa MT Mixture will aid your treatments. For effective relief from malaria symptoms, try Coa MT Mixture. Coa Mixture, Coa Plus Mixture and Coa MT Mixture are not recommended for pregnant women, lactating mothers and children under 12 years. Always take a malaria test before using Coa MT Mixture. Choose Coa Mixture, Coa Plus Mixture and Coa MT Mixture for your health needs. Available now at pharmacies nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact 0244-726611 or 0591-565-778. This advert is
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Machasi.
That's a cycle.
It's her smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's Kia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasan. Kile kosen. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Gone were the days one had to use or his or her savings or break the bank to own a home in Ghana. Tezprom Estates Limited, a leading property development company, is turning people's dreams into reality. The company has introduced a pioneering concept, Build Now Pay Later, offering a unique payment plan that spans 15 years. This innovative approach has made it possible for many Ghanaians to own their dream homes without breaking the bank. At Tezprom Estates Limited, we are dedicated to delivering exceptional quality and customer satisfaction in all aspects of our business. Our commitment is reflected in how we build to suit your preference, which prioritize excellence, integrity, and customer centricity. Our pricing is cost-effective. You can visit our office at the Old Melcom, Achimota, Accra to register at a fee of 300 Ghana cedis or call us for more information. Contact us now.
All be lie.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. Yo, where is my passport? Where is my passport? Yo, man, I want to Waba.
What is that about?
Special.
Give me my passport. You made me pay for express for 24 hours and yet it's not in.
You told me that you are telling me this. What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours he'll do my passport for me.
Oh, your terms applies to me. He told me last night. He's telling me this week. Process. That's what they do. Yeah. Oh, madam. Please relax. I'll get for you in 24 hours. Hey, Goroma. So you never change? Eh? You get passport for someone within 24 hours, Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Eh? Not 24 hours. I'm fat. You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now, through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now, you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application by buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easy. And very soon, all you need to get your passport will be your Ghana card. What is it true? Obisa.
It is possible.
Sure. Boot number 1 on the ballot.
You're the answer to my prayers. You're with me everywhere. You're my angel, miracle. You're all I need tonight. Give me shelter from the rain. You breathe life in me again. You're my angel, miracle. You're all I need to know tonight.
Hello, my name is Roland Walker. I'm here at Coastal Park. It's one of the many courts belonging to estate masters, and they are into service plots, property management, and luxury homes. And just in case you want to make that decision to invest into a landed property, estate masters is the right choice to make. If it is from an indenture, a site plan, you want it also barcoded, all is available. You might have heard about Chopoli. It's where we have the next cottage of estate masters. It is not only one of the thriving, but the most inviting landed property sites for you also to invest in. We encourage you, do invest in the next cottage at Chopoli. It is just close to the yet to be demarcated airport. That also will be a valuable property for you to invest in.
Apomode wonsem yemfen diagro enunti nese wonum edepapa nko Exodus moringa capsules any Exodus dandelion capsules efi Exodus ebusuanum na ebeboa wa pomode emu bia wo benya no betimi aboa nanso se wonye to no a wo betimi anom abo na ebeboa papa se wonum Exodus moringa capsules ni Exodus dandelion capsules eboa mamoja di efusani yu na afei ebusu wo immune system no na akwatia yarewa ahodo menim yie se ni padodo na nim dia moringa etimi ye na dandelion so yenim enunti ni nkasa bebre enye ma apemfo ana abatan a oma enifo ana abofra onya emfidumi Exodus ehu dance die dos.
Hey, girl, what's up?
How far with your internship?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for internet. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
Actually, I'm on a line.
Ina, look at you. What are you going to do in the office when you can just download their app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Please, Seth, I'm starting work next month.
Phoenix
Club.
Uplifting women.
Phoenix Club.
Uplifting
I
women.
mean Phoenix Club.
Uplifting women.
Thank you very much for having me here today. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane are bringing you the Women's Development Bank. It is a very special bank run by only women, to serve only women. The aim is to empower millions of women across the country. The bank will have branches all over the nation to provide you with loans with very low interest and on very flexible terms.
Madam, I run a small makeup and nail bar. Do I qualify for a loan?
No need to bother, my sister. I mean hairdressers, market women, women-owned online businesses, female graduates, women in the corporate world, traders, agri, women in all fields qualify for loans. With John Mahama and Professor Nana Jane at the helm, the Ghanaian woman will surely rise.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Our social media viewers saw the tapes of the pastors and how it works. Okay, it's 10 minutes more before 11 o'clock. I want everybody to catch this documentary. It was prepared this evening by myself, Tarek, and my producer, Priku. And it's in honor of Muhammadu Bawumia's 61st birthday, but it's very political. And it takes you back to some of the campaigns of old, and it makes a statement. Here it is. As we celebrate the birthday of Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, here's a calculation about his age, election 2024, and his position as #1 on the ballot. The coincidental birthday estimation. With 61 days left until the elections, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia turns 61. That is 6 plus 1 is equal to 7, where 7 is the election day in December. Now, the NDC is number 8 on the ballot. 8 minus 7 is equal to #1, which just happens to be Dr. Bawumia's position on the ballot. But beyond that, it is the record of Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia as a politician that creates the buzz about this new MPP leader. His tenacity and campaign style, which has always focused on issues, data, and policy initiatives. Here is Muhammadu Bawumia campaigning in the 2012 election.
Was what allowed us as the MPP under President Kufuor to introduce the National Health Insurance against the protests of the NDC. We didn't stop there. We added the National Youth Employment Program. We added the school feeding program, the capitation grant program, the Metro Mass Transit program, the free maternal care program, the Maslow program, the LEAP program, and all of these programs from a HIPIC low-income economy. And this is why we are very confident that with the oil resources, we can certainly deliver the free senior secondary school education that Nana Akufo-Addo has promised.
The 2012 campaign was massive on free SHS. It was the same election that Muhammadu Bawumia and Akufo-Addo lost to John Dramani Mahama. Yes, they lost the election, but they won the campaign and they kept their promise alive. Here is Nana Akufo-Addo, also in 2012, focusing on education and free SHS.
I don't think it's a secret that I have made education the top priority in the future Akufo-Addo government, God willing. And I'm doing so for a very simple reason. The development of our human resources is the single most important matter that we have to address and resolve, if indeed we are going to transform our economy and generate prosperity for the mass of our people.
This particular 2012 campaign even produced a song on free SHS.
Teacher first, hooray! Mothers and fathers, aunties and uncles, grandma and grandpa, help the children of Ghana by voting for Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP for free SHS.
Oh, help the NPP to help us go all the way through. Free SHS is the key. Vote for Nana and the NPP. Thank you.
Ultimately, though, it was Mahamudu Bawumia's narrative that stood out clearly.
Was what allowed us as the MPP under President Kufuor to introduce the National Health Insurance against the protests of the NDC. We didn't stop there. We added the National Youth Employment Program. We added the school feeding program, the capitation grant program, the Metro Mass Transit program, the free maternal care program, the Maslock program, the LEAP program, and all of these programs from a HIPIC low-income economy. And this is why we are very confident that with the oil resources, we can certainly deliver the free senior secondary school education that Nana Akufo-Addo has promised.
3 election cycles later, Dr. Bawumia has been vice president for almost 8 years. And on policy, he has so much to say, with so much confidence and so much credibility.
I believe that as vice president, the policies I have championed or initiated have impacted or will impact the lives of virtually every Ghanaian. I have, with the full blessings and support of my boss, promised and delivered on many groundbreaking policies that are happening for the first time in our history. These include championing the Ghana Card, Agenda 111, e-pharmacy, Ghana.gov, one constituency, one ambulance, Zongo Development Fund, paperless ports, motor insurance, database, renewal of NHIS on your mobile phone, Ghana card number as your TIN number, SNID number, NHIS number, zip line, delivery for drones, gold for oil, gold purchase program, and so on, and so on, and so on.
So, that is the modern politician, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. So obvious is Bawumia's formidability that on his birthday, critical civil society voice Franklin Kujo even had this to say about Bawumia. Happy birthday, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. You are gifted. You changed the way politics was run in Ghana. You moved us from spin and propaganda to trading fact-based policies during elections. That was Franklin Kujo. As we have all come to see, Dr. Bawumia is just great, and he has changed our politics, hasn't he?
Mr. Vice President, I covered the NPP presidential primaries in 1998. I covered election 2000. I covered the NDC contest for election 2004, the one between Mills and Kwesi Botwe. I covered election 2004, 2008, 12, 16, 20. I have never seen a presidential candidate, whether in opposition or in government, focusing his campaign to the people about policy initiatives and policies that have been achieved. I also covered the UK election in 2001 for Tony Blair, and I covered also the UK election in 2019. You will find in those places that they were always articulating policy, what can be done, what can be solved. You will find here in all of those historical elections that we were not doing that until Mahamudu Bawumia arrived on the scene. Mr. Vice President, whatever happens in December, you have changed the politics of Ghana and Africa for a long time to come. I have nothing more useful to add except that God bless you.
Thank you, Paul.
God bless you.
Happy birthday to the Vice President, the NPP candidate, the #1 on the ballot, and the first leader of Northern extraction for the new Patriotic Party. Good luck to Dr. Bawumia on 7th December.
Did you like the documentary? Did you like it? Viewers, did you like the documentary? Happy birthday, sir. A coffee juice for you. Happy birthday. Good luck on 7th December, and good luck to the Black Stars. Give me Sammy Crab. Let me go through it very quickly. Then we take text messages on the documentary. And the Terry will be here with sports. You see, viewers, I keep talking about Dr. Bawumia. I keep talking about Dr. Bawumia. And he always proves me right. Look at what Dr. Bawumia has done. Look at it on the screen. Let me expand it. Let me expand it. Look at this. Look at what Dr. Bawumia has done. Look at this. This is the Venerable Sammy Crab, fighter of MPP and Akufo-Addo, suspended from the party, sued the party in court, completely angry with the MPP, his former vice chairman, Sammy Crab, who has historical political antecedents behind him. His father was a politician. Sammy Crab here, who was effective in Kufuor's administration, is angry with MPP because they suspended him, they sacked him from the party, they threw him away with Paul Afoko, they asked Kwabena Japan to leave, and Sammy Crab swore thunder and brimstone that he will never support MPP again. Today, because of the character of Mahamudu Bawumia, Sammy Crab is on the campaign with Kennedy Japan, telling voters how dangerous it is to elect NDC. Sammy Crab, he's on the platform. He's telling voters, vote for Mahamudu Bawumia. This is the man who says, I don't want to deal with MPP anymore. What Akufo-Addo and his people have done to me, MPP, they will go to opposition and they will see. Sammy Crab has told me some of those things. All of us who go to Sammy, what is happening? He's a very nice guy. So everybody was very worried that, but Sammy Crab and this suspension, can the party do something about it? Sammy Crab is effective. Charlie, we all like Sammy Crab. But when you go, the level of his anger, it was very difficult to contain. And you have to understand him. The vice chairman of the party, blah, blah, blah. So everybody walks away from Sammy Crab's company saying that, whatever it is, Sammy, sleep over it. We beg you, let it pass. Something like that. He has not been seen in any MPP event for the longest time. There he is, campaigning with Kennedy Japan. That is the magic of Mahamudu Bawumia. And that is why he's a great leader. That is the reason why Bawumia is a great leader. Even the people who don't like his predecessor, he's able to reach out to them. And that's how Bawumia, if he's elected,
will reach out to every Ghanaian because he knows how to reach out to people. He doesn't wear his hat on his sleeves. He's not proud. He doesn't have the pride. That Aunjinis is not like that. He went to Sami Crab. He's been to Boachie Jacko. They are all on the campaign trail. He's been to Dr. Richard and that is the quality of a leader. Okay, what are people saying about it? Because we have a few more things to do. We have sports coming up. Shall I start with Fatih again? Maybe yes. Okay, so Fatih, what are people saying? Just 2-2 maybe.
All right, so this is coming from Saeed Subo, and he says the labor union got to be serious about happenings in this country. What's the organized labor motive behind this impending strike? I'm disappointed in organized labor. Strike, I say, is not the solution to this national canker. Let no political lens move you, organized labor into the mud. Let the truth be known. Dr. Bawumia will win coming 7th December 2024. The fourth demonstration by organized labor represents a pernicious and perfidious and perfunctory attempt to destabilize the government, driven by ulterior motives and pernicious political agendas. And now, from my guy, says it's funny that Mohammed's 24 economic policy is focused on manufacturing. Please remind him that we have not forgotten about his record. During his tenure as president, the manufacturing industry experienced a negative growth. Lastly, coming from Bennett Dancy says, at this stage, I've come to the firm conclusion that NDC as a political party is one of Ghana's biggest problems, which must be dealt with coming December 7th by making sure we vote against them and to keep them in opposition. What do you have for us, Tara?
Herbert Tete says, great piece of documentary.
William Darkwa says, extremely fantastic documentary. And we have another comment from Kofi Owusu Brobe. Buenas noches, estoy contigo desde Barcelona. Bravo, Paul. And another one from Frimpong Emmanuel. Really enjoyed the documentary, kept me very emotional. What do you have for us, Antoinette?
We have a number of people wishing the Vice President a glorious birthday. Isaac Kofi Asumedu says, happy glorious birthday, Your Excellency. May the Most High continue to strengthen you for you to assume the highest office of Ghana come 7 January 2025 to continue the good work for Mother Ghana in the precious name of our Lord Jesus. Now, on the documentary by Paul, Bennett Dancer says, Paul, your documentary is always a delight to watch. What makes it more interesting is the narration that you do at the background. Kudos to you and good luck to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on 7th December. Now we have Kwame Chris Kidd, Mani Kaba, and Abdul Baba all saying it was a nice documentary, a great piece. Frimpong Emmanuel says he really enjoyed the documentary because it kept him very emotional. Anziba.
One of the finest vice presidents of the Fourth Republic. Happy birthday, sir. Mani Kaba says, fantastic documentary. Clement says, happy birthday to Dr. Bawumia, the incoming president of Ghana. John says, who among the NPP leaders recommended Bawumia as a running mate to Nana? I think that person should be given the opportunity to start building Ghana's future leadership. Felix Nyako says, a very powerful documentary on Dr. Bawumia, Ghana's next president. Lastly, from Odate, he says, birthday blessings, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia. Over to you, Paul.
Okay. How many people like the documentary? It will be on our Facebook page. So those who fell asleep, please, tomorrow, send it to them and let them watch, and they can be critical of us. That's good. Okay, now we're going to talk sports. And Andy Terry is here. The Ghana Black Stars, the shining Black Stars, will be playing in on Thursday at the Accra Sports Stadium. What time is the game?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Yeah, so that's 4 hours, 5 hours before we start. I'll be there to see the game. Thomas Partey is not playing because he's injured, and so he's taking an international break. Mohamed Kudus will be playing. Ghana must beat Sudan. But here now is the Jamal.
Yes.
Yes, Jamal is the... Jamal, please take the microphone here. Jamal is the special assistant to the Honorable Minister of Sports. The indefatigable Honorable Mustafa, Member of Parliament, he is the Minister for Sports. And he sent Jamal here to tell us how the nation is gearing up for that game. Also, the story has it that Ghana was not going to play the game at home at all. It took the intervention of high-profile people like President Akufo-Addo intervening with the Confederation of African Football and FIFA to give us yet another chance. And eventually, the Accra Sports Stadium was ready. Andy is going to begin the interview, I guess, from there. Andy, take it up.
Okay, nice having you here. Let's talk about the match. And the most important thing is the pitch. So that was on 11th September. There was news that CAF had suspended or had withdrawn, Ghana's Baba Yara Sports Stadium from hosting Ghana's matches based on what technical infractions. Mainly the pitch. The pitch was not suitable, and then NSA needed close to $100,000 US dollars to make do a pitch again. How did we get here? To Ghana being told we may play our matches at Cote d'Ivoire or Togo, and being brought back to the Accra Sports Stadium.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me say a good evening to your Paul Adomotri, his team, which you are included, and your audience, your cherished audience.
Thank you, sir.
And let me also use this opportunity to wish our hard-working
Choose the perfect prize for you every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes, all to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor third-party. Positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous. But there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical
by our sports stadium. So when we had the news, we were already, for the technical aspect of the game, I think that is left onto the hands of GFA.
Yeah.
But if I'm speaking as what it takes to deliver victory on Thursday, and all what we want people to know is that we as a ministry have done our part, getting the place in shape and approval. Also also ensuring that the players are brought into the country, having the opportunity to train, getting all what is needed for them to ensure that when they go on the pitch, they deliver victory for us. We, the ministry, have done our parts. I'm pretty sure that the technical team has equally done their parts. What is left onto us is the supporters, because the fans equally play a crucial role when it comes to victory on the pitch. So we are calling on all Ghanaians to take the opportunity. It's been a couple of years since the Black Star played a competitive game at the Accra Sports Stadium. So it's an opportunity for us to all troop to the Accra Sports Stadium on Thursday and ensure that we give them the moral support Thursday.
Yes, and we also saw some pictures flooding on social media about, the change of the players' changing rooms, and we're seeing some new edifices here and there. That's a kudos or yeoman's job for the thing you have been doing. I was so much impressed with the pictures that I saw. Yeah.
You see, when it comes to facility, sports infrastructure, even if you are against this because renovation until the Akufo-Addo came to government. From 2018, there's been series of renovations when it comes to the stadium. Accra Sports Stadium, Kumasi Sports Stadium have gone to phases of renovations, from phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Cape Coast Sports Stadium has gone through 2 phases of renovation. AC Pond, which is currently undergoing phase 1 of its renovation. Though it's moving slowly, but we know that with time, it's also seeing some upliftment in the infrastructure there. And aside from that, you would agree with me that University of Ghana Sports Stadium has been completed and is being put to use at the moment. But Boteman Sports Complex, Ghana Swimming Association or African Aquatic Association is hosting the African Junior and Senior Swimming competition there at the moment. Aside from that, before the Akufo-Addo took over government, we had only 3 private, more than 150 astroturfs. So it is something that even if you don't like this government, you are not a supporter of this government, it's something that you must commend the government for doing. Yes, we got to a point where our affairs well, and God being so good, we are not going to play any match outside Ghana. So I would say when it comes to the Accra Sports Stadium, CAF had indicated in the past what needed to be done. So it was left onto something more to be done. That is why the minister in August at the Congress of GFA indicated to the NSA to liaise with the Ghana Football Association and get those facilities approved. So, though people say within a few months we were able to
30 cities, center line is 50 cities, VIP 100 cities, and also the upper VIP is 150 cities. And these are, the ways or avenues to get the tickets. That's www.ghanastadium.com or dial *711 hash. So what should you tell them finally, the fans? What should you tell them?
I would say we've seen them at their various teams, and we've seen them at the Black Stars too. When the fans are there in their numbers, and we motivate them, we sing, we scream, we shout, there's no doubt that victory will be ours. This match is a Ghana against Ghana match. That is what people are forgetting as to the World Cup. So it's a crucial game.
More of like a Ghana.
Yes, yes, it's a crucial game. But we know that you can't love any other country beyond your country. So at the end of the day, Ghana will emerge victorious. But it will not be possible if the fans do not troop into the stadium.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jamal. We'll be there to support the Black Stars. The microphone coming to Mr. Edward Aqua. Yes. Okay, Answer, please collect the microphone for Mr. Edward Aqua. Good evening, Edward Aqua.
Good evening, Mr. Ocho, yes.
How are you? Okay, so Anziba, you do us the honors as a result of his achievements at the Ghana Journalists Association Awards. We are presenting to him one laptop, a mobile phone. So please. Yes. Please, the mobile phone, you use it to do your work. Don't do Akashi. Just take the laptop.
So thank you very much.
So that's Anziba who is making the presentation to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Anziba is a budding doctor, so she can cure your disease.
I tap into the blessing. Okay.
All right. So shake hands with them. Oh, why is the photographer? Please. Are you happy to? Are you ready with the photographs? Okay, please shake hands and then.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much.
Well, I'd like to say something. I'm very
a little
much,
bit. Sit down. You can sit down.
Okay.
A little bit. Yeah.
I'm very much humbled by this. I at least expected this. I think it's and I was humbled by your response. Sometimes I send you messages, you read it. You read it as in a text, and
I don't respond. Oh, I'm so
sometimes I get humbled by even you reading it alone. And thank you very much. And I thank everybody who has supported me from day one. Akusa Sapon of UTV. She actually took me. Thank Akusa and see everybody here, and I thank God Almighty for making this day happen. I believe this is just the beginning. There's more work to do, and I hope that one day we will be here to celebrate again. Thank you very much.
Amen. It's 21 minutes past 11. Do you have text messages? Just do 111. It's fine. Somebody sent a text that they can't hear what you're saying. Somebody also asked that, is Tara an Italian?
Oh, ma parlo italiano.
Hey.
Ma...
Oui?
I speak Italian, but I'm not Italian.
You're not, okay. Fati, what are people saying?
So Maxwell, and she says, please, I want you to now, coming from Kwekwe Dani says, please, our group have composed a song for Dr. Bawumia, and we want to meet you so that you can direct us to the right person who can lead us to deliver it to him. And also, thanks so much for the good work you're doing for Mother Ghana. Lastly, Nano Owusu says, Paul, the NDC using every form means to cause unrest in the country. I know the people of Ghana will not fall for their lies and propaganda. What do you have for us, Tara?
From Alassane Bipwa Salifu, so amazing, magnificent submission and work done. Jamaluddin Abdullah, we're much grateful and proud of you. What do you have for us?
Still on the sports submission, destroy the stadiums as they are now. Anziba.
From Al Hassan, he says, so grateful and proactive leadership role play in the sports ministry. Lastly, from Daniel, he says, Apostle Paul, do you know that some people are biting their fingers and saying ye for Ghana playing our matches at
you, and I hope that everybody's fine.
Those who are able to stay awake until now, it's always a pleasure. We thank you so much for doing that. Thanks for watching Good Evening Ghana. Have a good night.